Welcome to the student section, a show where we have organic conversations with the students of Queen's University, the citizens of Kingston, and we bring everyone together for one cause, to support the Queen's Gaels. Let's go.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Richardson Stadium in Kingston, Ontario.
Welcome to the first ever episode of the student section. I am your host, Kwame Osei, and I'm here with the man himself, Coach Steve Snyder, Queen's Gaels football head coach. We got president of the women's football team, Shamama Raza. We got the vice president of the women's football team, Kaitlyn Colquhoun. And this is the student section, and everybody welcome to the first ever episode.
Great to be here at Richardson Stadium. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Oh yeah,
It's very nice. Glad to be back.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that you guys were here playing in your championship game, so we're glad you're back, and we look forward to hosting another championship game down the road.
So talking about the championship game, Friday Night Lights, hosted by the men's football team, coached by the men's football team, played by the women's football team. Ladies, how was your experience this year? Tell us a little about it.
I think this past year, especially everything with COVID shutting us down, we weren't able to travel for most of our season, so it was very nice that the men's football team, especially with you, Coach Snyder, that we were able to get this game of this big of a caliber out. And we were able to invite the Kingston Queens community as well. And I'm sure everyone during the season enjoyed the game, and they were very excited to put Queens women's football on the map, playing at Richardson Stadium.
I know personally for me, finding the Queens Women's Football Club during my second year, we had COVID, and so I just felt like I was waiting forever to play. And then we had our summer training camp, then we had our fall session, then we finally started playing, and so to be able to play at Richardson just felt like a huge, amazing culmination of everyone's efforts, and it just felt like the perfect cherry on top to everything.
Exactly. But here's a real question. You could have played any other sport. You could have played basketball, you could have played volleyball, soccer. Why football? What makes football so special?
That's a tough question. I mean, I've played so many different competitive sports. I come from a hockey soccer background, and I've had opportunities to play basketball and volleyball in elementary school and try out pretty much everything. But football is just so unlike everything else, just because it's so it's just a new experience for me, and I love to learn. So having the opportunity to learn from the men's football team and to be able to play out here at Richardson was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. And I felt like it was also just the perfect sport to combine all of my other past skills and abilities to be able to become the best athlete I could possibly be.
Another thing to add to that, a lot of females usually stop playing sport when they come to post-secondary, and I think especially our team, you can come from any skill background, whether you have an athletic background, that sport is made for anyone. Most of our athletes that come in and play have never played football before, and with the help of the men's football team, we're able to build them into superior athletes. And there's one thing that's great about our team is that there's a spot for everyone. If you're not the greatest runner, you can go on the
football.
line.
That's right.
If you are big and strong, there's a position for you regardless of your your athletic background.
I think it's important that every student that comes to Queens has some club, and a sports guy, I would hope that it's sports, but I'm glad that we were able to create football that gives so many more people a chance. And football is a great sport because you can come into it late, and there are transferable skills. If you were a great basketball player, well, a lot of that's going to show up on the football field, and if you're a great hockey player, a lot of that's going to show up on the football field. And it's one of those sports that you can come to late and really catch on really quickly. And you're right about the different skill sets and body types and stuff. Football is, it's got something for just about everybody. You talk about all the different positions and aspects of the game. So that's, one of the reasons I've always loved it. And I'm glad to see that you guys got a chance to see that for yourselves as well.
That's a great promo for football. Remember where you heard it. Ladies, you got the head coach of the men's football team. The head coach. Not many people get the opportunity to be sitting with him one-on-one. Do you have any questions for him?
We did. Just going back to Friday Night Lights, that championships game, we know that you played a very big role in making that happen, and we were very excited to see that your support was with us, especially helping out with Queen's athletics. We were just curious to know, was the experience with Friday Night Lights?
It went above and beyond my expectations. Yeah, it was great.
Good to hear.
And we wanted it to be a special night for a lot of people, because I know you guys have worked so hard. You know, we keep a close track of what's going on, and I know you guys have put us, a lot of time into it, and to be able to kind of have it all capped off with a special night at Richardson and open it up to fans and whatnot. We want to grow the game of football. We have a pretty serious role in that in this community, and what better place to start than at Queens with the students. So I think it was a special day for a lot of people, and I got out to see it, and people were into it. The athletes on the field were certainly into it, the coaches were into it, and the fans were into it, and it was great. Hold on, I'm sitting here with the president and the vice president, so that's pretty special as well. I've certainly got some questions for you guys. When you talk about school spirit, what role do you think football can have in school spirit?
I think going back to the community aspect that we were talking about, I had been playing since my first year when Queens football wasn't even part of Queens athletics. It was just, we were playing as Powder Puff, and it was one of the greatest things that I'd been able to be a part of in my first year, and especially seeing this past year, we had over 100 girls be on the team and come out and play for us.
And is that more than usual?
Yeah, so that was actually one of our biggest turnouts during the past couple of years that we've been at Queens, and we hope to continue that for next year. I think having the support of the men's football team just adds to the student section as well. Do you want to add anything else, Kaitlyn?
I mean, in terms of just fostering community in general, football is huge. I definitely came into this club and I've met I don't know, I guess 20 more, at least 20 more new friends, and it was just so nice to feel more connected and more integrated into the Queens community.
Yeah, I feel like this year, although not being able to travel to other schools across the province, that may actually have been beneficial in the sense that you were able to build a stronger football community within Queens, creating a league within Queens. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think, you try to look at the positives of it, and it maybe makes you channel your energy a little bit more inward, and that might have been a positive. Because you guys got a league going on in the gym throughout the winter, is that right?
Yeah, we got a league going on. It would start off in the gym, then ended off outside, and it was amazing to see, because at the beginning, the girls were a little bit scattered, some of them had a little cliques, but by the end of it, the team spirit was ridiculous. It was an all-time high, and you saw that on that game on the Friday Night Lights. So it was great to see new friendships being created. For me, I was reffing some of the games, and I'll be just kind of listening, have my ears to the sidelines. I heard this one talking with her teammates, talking about everybody's responsibilities and what to expect, and it was great because they were talking about football, and that's something that it's a language that we understand, only we understand and we appreciate. So it was great to see that.
So Coach, you guys had a great season this year. You guys made it all the way to the Yates Cup. What are you hoping to do this year, and looking from the boys?
Yeah, definitely a solid season last year. Kind of getting back into the conference championship game was a big step for us, and now there's a lot of things that need to improve on, within our program for us to take the next step. But one thing is right here is the student section. We want to create a dominant home field advantage, and if we can find ways to get the student body out to as many games as possible, making noise and impacting the game, forcing teams to maybe call timeouts or break down communication, or just get a little bit too nervous and excited because there's so many Queens students making so much noise, having such a great time. I think that would help our football team a lot. And then, you might be able to see in the background and some of the construction and hear it, but, we've got a new football building coming in here that our alumni have funded, and that'll be ready in the 2023 season. So that's exciting too. There's a lot of great things going on around our football program, but for us, getting the student section rallied up is going to be huge. I think that's going to make a massive impact, and our players take a lot of pride in the program. And I know, having a student section that they can rely on would just be one more thing that they can be proud of.
That's great to hear. We hope to support you guys just as much as you guys have done for us these past couple of years.
Speaking about culture, and specifically the Queens culture, there's a specific tradition with this culture. There's a specific song that students from years on back to the origins of the Queens football team has started. The Oil Thigh song. Oil Thigh song. Do you ladies know the Oil Thigh song?
Maybe.
Maybe? You're not real Queens students and Queens football fans if you don't know it. So part of our show is that we want to enhance the culture. We want to bring back tradition. We want our student section to be the loudest in the stadium when the Oil Thigh comes on. So ladies, to prove that you are true Queens fans and Queens supporters and student section leaders, we got to hear the Oil Thigh.
Oh no.
You gotta do it as well.
All right. We
I
gotta
mean,
stand up.
do what you can. Do what you can.
Let's go.
Are you gonna join us?
Oil Thigh.